What is up, you guys? My name is Mateo Hall, and just a couple months ago, I finished up my first year in real estate. And I already feel as though I have learned a ton of stuff, but I also realized how many things they don't teach you. Now, if you're considering a career in real estate, I'll tell you right now that the class that you're gonna take isn't going to really teach you much. It's going to be a lot of laws and semantics and a lot of stuff that you're not going to use on your day-to-day transactions. But it is always stuff that you can ever Google if you need to look it up. Now, before we get into the meat of things, I want to tell you guys that today's video is partially sponsored by the Keller Williams School of Real Estate. I'm not getting any money from this, but I could potentially in the future, so just all the legal disclosures. If you're considering a career in real estate, then check out that first link down below. With the Keller Williams School of Real Estate, you could be getting your entire pre-licensing training done for absolutely free. I have my email listed down below also in case you have any questions, but without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, everyone thinks that you're gonna be making these millions of dollars getting into real estate. I mean, you've seen the show Selling Sunset, the $1 million listing, right? Well, obviously that is reality TV and the real life is absolutely nothing like that. I cannot count the amount of sales that I've made that are just inside of a coffee shop through verbal negotiations. No, you're gonna have to actually write things out. Yes, you'll get a verbal confirmation, but never tell your clients that it's all gonna be verbal. Stuff like Selling Sunset and the $1 million listing, it's made to be interesting and entertainment. They dramatize everything up. Now, don't get me wrong, I still think that real estate is a ton of fun. It's just not to that crazy degree that all the reality TV shows make it out to be. And you can make a significant amount of money, but don't let that big picture fool you. Because even if you sell a $500,000 house, you might make around $15,000 as a commission, and then you have to get a little broker's cut, which will take you down to around $13,000, $12,000, and then you have to pay your self-employment taxes, which is going to bring you down to another $9,000 or $10,000. It starts eating away pretty quickly because we're not even then talking about all of the monthly fees that you have to pay. All in all, I personally am paying right around $200 a month just to stay active as an agent getting all of my resources, and that doesn't even count the marketing dollars that I'm spending. But you know what I am getting is a ton of free food. On the opposite end of the spectrum, just like how there are almost no closings that are done just outside of a coffee shop through verbal negotiations, there are dozens upon dozens of meetings and free food through events, sponsors, builders, lenders, mortgage companies, title companies. No matter what you can think of, there's going to be an event for you where they're trying to sell you something, getting you free food, trying to build up a referral network and, actually do business with you. Don't go out of your way just to accept all of these because you want all of the free food, but actually go to companies that you're actually using. There's a couple of different title companies that I was debating back and forth on of what I wanted to do when I first got my license before I finally settled on one. And I also have a couple of lenders that I go to, but I'm not going to every single lender and accepting free coffee from them just to meet up with them and then ghost them right after because, real estate is a person-to-person business. If you start burning people, that's how you lose your business. Now, speaking of a person-to-person business, people are going to be calling you. And a lot, I might add. Now, I'm not going to mislead you here. Unfortunately, all those calls that you get probably aren't going to be leads of people that actually want to buy or sell real estate. A lot of them, once you get good at what you do, are going to be people trying to recruit you to their brokerage. They'll tell you XYZ company is better. Our commission splits are 10%, 90%. You get to keep all of your income or you're only paying this base monthly fee. So what I recommend is finding a brokerage that you absolutely fall in love with when you first get in, so that you don't have to keep bouncing around 20 different places. So if the leads aren't just going to be calling you up, then how are you actually going to be making money? You have to find someone that wants to either buy or sell in order to buy or sell. Well, it's a lot of marketing, and a little bit more marketing. Now, there's a lot of different strategies when you're getting into real estate, whether it be handing out flyers, calling someone up on the phone, or knocking on their door. There's different ways of finding leads. You might even be reaching out to what's called your sphere of influence in order to, see if there's anyone that you personally know that wants to buy real estate. So no, the people aren't just going to be coming to you and saying, hey, help me buy a house. And you'll be like, oh, yeah, I'll help you buy a house. You have to actually go out and find people that want to buy a house. And don't be afraid to put some money out there. I mean, I've spent a couple dollars here and there on Facebook ads just in order to get the word out there. Even marketing open houses that I've been listening just to get more people in there and interested. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. This sounds really uncomfortable. And for me, it was. It was really uncomfortable when I first got started. I knocked on a door and I had my little flyer and I'm going, hey, I'm your neighbor. I wanted to hand you this. And it was really, really awkward. But guess what? It gets better the more you practice and the more you get into it. It's gonna be really weird. It's gonna be awkward. You're gonna feel uncomfortable. But if you have a good coach in your corner, then it's gonna be that much easier. Because guess what? Real estate is hard. It's no get-rich-quick scheme in order to sell 5 houses and then you get to retire for the rest of your life, but it's a job. It's a full-time job. You get to choose your own hours to a point, you know? And a lot of people say that they get into real estate so that they don't have to ever work for a boss again, but now guess what? Every single client that you're working for is your boss for the day. You're there to find their satisfying needs and find them a house that fits them. And you know, don't limit yourself to just commission-based income opportunities. There's a lot more. Obviously, the first one that comes to everyone's mind is going to be investing in real estate. Once you can actually own your own home, which is going to be the first priority, then starting to buy out these investment properties in order to actually own multiple properties, getting some cash flow in. That way you don't have to worry about closing something every single month. But there are other opportunities as well. Now, for instance, something that's part of Keller Williams culture is called the profit share model. Now, breaking profit share down to its most simple terms pretty much just says, whenever the brokerage makes some money, I make a little bit of money too. Breaking it down into its simplest terms, profit share pretty much says whenever the brokerage starts to make some money, if they have some extra money left over after all they've paid all their bills and the CEO takes his cut or the broker takes his cut, then what's left is called profit. So the profit will then be distributed out to the shareholders. When you're part of Keller Williams, you technically own part of the company just by being an agent and getting people in there. So profit share says, brokerage makes some profit, I make a little bit of profit. Now, you do have to be proactive and actually go out there doing things in order to be part of profit share, but it really is that simple. And you could also start making money on places like YouTube or TikTok, making videos just documenting your real estate journey. Pretty soon here, I'm gonna take you guys on a tour of $1 million listing that's here over in the Reno Sparks area, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Now, one of the last things I wanna touch on is scaling in real estate. In your first year in business, statistically, you're probably not gonna make that much money. Somewhere between $0 and $25,000. Now, your second year, you might start making some good money, $10,000 to $30,000. The median income of a real estate agent is going to be somewhere closer to $48,000 to $72,000, depending on the price point in which your market is and several other different factors. But remember this, most real estate agents quit within the first 2 years. So that number is factoring in a lot of new people. So scaling out your business is one of the best and strongest things that you could do. Eventually building out a team into a multi-million-dollar business. So if you haven't already signed up for real estate school, check out that first link down below to sign up for Keller Williams School of Real Estate for free. Just mention my name or Keller Williams Group 1 Realty and we'll get you all set up. If you want to start investing, also check out some other links down below. There's going to be a link to Robinhood, which you get an entirely free stock just for signing up. And Public, which you could also get another free stock or portion of a stock, up to $70, I believe it is now, just for signing up for the platform. Or you could check out Discover to start building your credit down below. But until next time, guys, I will see you around and we can continue our financial journeys.